to our mats and just take a moment to get seated and come into this space. We're gonna start just with our legs crossed in front of us, kind of wiggle around to get into a position that's comfortable for you. And then let's just take 3 deep breaths here just to come into the moment and transition from whatever we've been doing right before this into a different headspace now. So inhaling, breathing into your belly, your lungs, your shoulders, and then as you exhale, letting all of that out. You can sigh it out if that feels good. Sometimes sighing will reset our nervous system and also kind of lets out some of that heat as well in our body. So inhaling through your belly, putting your belly out, opening up your chest, breathing into your shoulders, and then exhaling, letting everything out. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, belly, chest, lungs, heart, feeling your crown grow tall, and exhaling, settling in. Just leaving behind whatever's happened today and knowing that there will be stuff to deal with after, but for the moment, we'll just be here in this space together. Sorry if it's a little bit loud. There's cars going by. I'll just close the door here. All right, so let's start with a few neck rolls just to release any of the tension in our neck and shoulders. So hands can come to knees, and then just bringing your left ear to your left shoulder and rolling it down to your chin to chest. We're gonna do a half roll, and then your right ear comes to your right shoulder. Good, and then coming back down, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder. You can always go and do a full circle if that feels good on your neck. Sometimes it's a little tricky if your neck is not super stable. I like to do the half rolls. Just take a couple back and forth, letting any tension in your head and your neck go. Good. And when you're done, you can come to neutral. And now we're just going to do another one for the neck. So taking your right hand behind your back and securing it just kind of behind there. And then taking your left ear to your left shoulder, you're going to feel a stretch. Yeah, exactly. You're going to feel the stretch just intensified because your arm is now behind your back. It just looks like this. It's just resting there. And you're getting this really deep, intense stretch all down through your right side of your neck and into your traps and shoulders. So that should feel good. Hopefully you could see me there when I was inside the camera. So a couple deep breaths here. You can play with the placement of your chin too. So you can kind of roll it down so that your chin is leaning towards your left armpit. Just play around there for a minute. And then when you're ready, bringing your head up to center, releasing that hand from behind your back. Just shake it out a bit. Shoulder can get crunched a little. And then we'll do the other thing on the same thing on the other side. So now left hand comes and reaches around, just gently behind you, like that. Good, and then taking your right ear to your right shoulder now. And then just breathing really deeply there to release the left side of your neck, traps, shoulder. It's a really intense stretch. Some people have the tendency to go too far into it and almost overstretch. So be careful not to do that, even though it feels really good. And then play with your chin a little bit, reaching it towards your right armpit now, just to see how that feels. Oh, that one feels good. Awesome, and then bringing it back up. Maybe you even want to tilt your chin upwards to see how that feels. You'll get the stretch more in the front of your neck now. These muscles can get really tight. Oh, that feels so good. I didn't do that on the other side, but that's okay. Okay, good. And then slowly making your way back to neutral with your head. Just be really slow about this. And undoing your arm from your back, shaking it out. Awesome. Okay, let's come up onto all fours. I feel like I can never teach a class without cat-cowing. It's just such a good spine release. So coming into all fours, making sure your belly is tucked so it's not just flopping out. So your core is engaged. And then inhaling, letting your belly drop down, gaze comes up, tail comes up. And on the exhale, pressing your upper back up to the sky. Inhaling, dropping your belly, looking up. Exhaling, pressing your hands into the mat, spreading those shoulder blades, opening up the back of your body. So just do a few more of those on your own. If you might like to do them a bit slower or faster than I do, just make sure as you inhale, you're looking up, and exhaling, cat. Let's do 3 more. Your spine is like a wave. Imagine it like a wave, the ocean, on the ocean. Fluidly, ebbing and flowing. Good, and when you're ready, come back to center. And this time you're going to look over your left shoulder while you push your left hip out to the left. So we're just kind of doing a right side stretch here, but in all fours. Take that to the other side now. So you're going to take your head and you're going to look over your shoulder. Try to look at your right foot and then move your right hip out. You should feel a side stretch in the opposite side. So just take that a couple more times on each side. Looking to the left with your hip coming out to the left, and then to the other side. Okay, this should feel really good. All right, and then when you're done that, coming to the center again, let's open up the right side of our chest and our shoulder. So on the inhale, reaching up, opening up, and exhale, threading through. Thread the needle. So settle in here, check in with your neck, make sure your neck feels okay here. And then make sure your hips aren't jutting out to the left. Just do a bit of a correction by pushing them more to the right. And then if you want, you can take your left hand and bring it to the small of your back. Good, just increasing the stretch in your shoulder as well as Now moving into a spine rotation, aka a twist. 2 more breaths here. And then on the next inhale, opening up, feeling your chest, your shoulder, everything opening up to the right. Good, and then sending your hand back down. Oh, let's do that on the other side. So now inhaling, open the left side, reaching up, and then exhaling, threading through. Deep inhales and exhales here as you feel your shoulders settling into the earth. If you want to play around, you can bring your right hand to the small of your back. Just make sure that's not too much pressure on your head and your neck. If it is, just come out of that. And then on your next inhale, coming on up and opening up to the left again. Stretching up, fingertips reach to the sky, opening up that side of the chest. And then back to neutral, all fours. Awesome. We're gonna get into a couple sun salutations, and if it's a little too heated for you, you can just do half sun salutations. I'll guide you as we go. Earlier today when it wasn't as hot, I planned this class. So let's just see what happens. So let's push back into a downward dog just to start things off. So tucking the toes and then lifting the tail to the sky. Pushing the mat evenly with the palm of the hands. Just rocking back and forth, getting settled into the dog. Pedaling your feet out. Checking in with your neck and your shoulders, making sure you're not holding any tension there. Let's do 2 deep breaths here. You can keep pedaling or you can stand still. Letting your neck and your shoulders release. Opening up into the back of your legs. And then on the next in-breath, walking your feet towards your hands. Inhaling, halfway lift. And then exhaling, dropping everything forward, folding forward. Let's stay here for 3 breaths, actually. Good. Forward folding is so good for your nervous system. And of course, stretching out the whole back side of the legs. You can take your hands and gently place them around the back of your neck if you want for a little bit of traction. You're not pulling, you're just gently resting your hands on the back of your neck, like this. Awesome, and then release your hands, let your arms dangle. But then engage your core, bend your knees, and inhale, sweep your arms up all the way to the sky. Lifting your fingertips up, stretching through your side body, and then exhaling, letting it go. Hands are by the side now. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, engage your shoulder blades, pinch them, and then exhale, folding forward. Take 1 inhale here, and then on the next exhale, you're going into a plank. Let's hold plank for 3 breaths, making sure your core is engaged. You're in 1 long straight line, beautiful. 2 more breaths here, making sure your neck is relaxed. dropping your knees and coming down, chaturanga, elbows stay close to your side, releasing down to your belly. And then inhaling, we're gonna do just a baby cobra. So you're just pushing up lightly with your hands, engaging your upper back muscles here. And then on the exhale, we're gonna push back into child's pose. 2 breaths here. On your next in-breath, you're going to come on up and push back into downward dog. Once you're in downward dog, take 1 deep breath. And on your exhale, walking up to the front of your mat. On the inhale, flat back. Crown is long. And then on the exhale, letting everything fold forward. Inhaling, tummy tucks, knees bent, and sweeping up all the way. Hands reach towards the sky. Coming back down then by your side. Awesome, we'll do one more and I'll go a teeny bit faster. So inhaling, reaching up, and then exhale, folding forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling all the way to plank. 2 breaths here. Good, and then on your exhale, lowering your knees and lowering to chaturanga, elbows by side. Inhaling, upward dog, baby cobra, whatever's best for you. And then exhaling, going back into downward dog. Inhaling as you walk up to the front of your mat. Exhaling, folding down forward, letting everything go. Let's inhale to a flat back, really feeling your back muscles pinching together, and then your head is yearning forward, so you have a long spine. Exhale, release, let that go. Forward fold. Let's do 2 more of those, really focusing on the flat back, long spine. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, release. 1 more, inhale, flat back. Pinch your shoulder blades together, opening up your chest, and exhale, forward fold. Good, and then on the next inhale, bending your knees and reaching all the way back up. Stay here, drop your left hand to your left side, and then reach your right arm up and over. We're just doing a side bend here. So reaching your right arm to the left. Oh, I see my sister dropped out. Good, and then reaching up again, both hands up, dropping your right hand this time, and then folding to the, or leaning to the right with your left hand now. Just some more opening up in our sides. If you're sitting all day, or driving a lot, that whole area gets all crunched up. Okay, good. So release that. And then, I don't know, take a sip of water if you need one. I'm just ridiculously thirsty today. Jackie, I know you have some air conditioning going. All right, we're gonna do a couple standing sequences now. So some warriors. Just gonna see if my sister's in the waiting room. Nope. Okay. Just didn't want to do the same thing I did to you, Jackie, last week. All right, so standing at the front of your mat, spine is straight and tall and long. Your tail is slightly tucked. Core is engaged. Good. And then we're gonna take the right foot and bring it back. We're headed into a warrior one, actually. So the right foot is gonna be back at like a 45-degree angle. Left knee bent over left ankle. Exactly, looks great. And then once you're situated in the bottom half and making sure that everything feels good there, you can float your arms up to the sky, fingertips reaching up. Shoulders are relaxed still though, they're not up near your ears. Good, then breathing here for 2 breaths. Inhaling. And on the exhale, you're gonna move into warrior 2. So just bringing out that back foot, making it parallel to the back of your mat. And then checking in with your right knee to make sure that it hasn't come folded inwards. Good. And once you're in warrior 2, 2 deep breaths here. If your shoulders are sore, you can release the arms, that's okay. And then we're going to move into a high lunge. So basically moving from the hips, your hips are going to be facing forward, as is your back foot now. Awesome, nice transition, good. Great, and then inhaling if you like, inhaling arms up, floating up, or you can clasp them behind your back if you want more of a chest opener. Yeah, that feels good to me right now. My chest is tight. Awesome. So inhaling. And on the exhale, we're going to go into warrior 3. So moving that right foot up a little bit so that you can get into warrior 3. And then floating the right leg back to the sky. You can have your hands at heart. Whoa. As I look at the screen. Nope, not a good thing to do. And then 2 breaths here. Trying to get your hips parallel to the floor. Good. On the next inhale, you're going to float the right foot back again, and we're going back into crescent lunge, high lunge. That was a lot of wobbling for me, but that's okay. Good. Now taking your right hand and putting it down next to your left foot on the inside, we're just going into a twist here. Good, so opening up to the left side and an easy twist. I love this twist. Good, and then just breathing here for a moment. If you guys want to get into your quads a little bit, you can let the right knee come to the ground and then sweep the left hand back even further and grab that foot. If you feel like you want to go into a quad stretch. Good, one more breath here. Awesome, and then we can just kind of unwind from that by bringing our hands on either side of our left foot. And then gracefully or not gracefully, meeting the left, bringing the left foot back to meet the right into a downward dog. That was about 3 steps for me, but that's okay. Good, just take a moment here. This is now a resting pose. We're going to do the sequence on the other side. So on the next in-breath, walk your feet up to your hands again. Into a halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Maybe you're folding a little deeper now. If that's something good about the heat, it lets your muscles release pretty easily. And then bending your knees slightly and inhaling, arms up, reach up. hands to side, hands to your side. And we'll do the same sequence on the other side, okay? So taking your left foot and bringing it back to the, not the back of the mat, but yeah, you got it. Left foot is at a 45-degree angle, and then trying to get your hips facing forward, but making sure it doesn't tweak the back knee by doing that with your hips. And then finding the arm variation that works for you, so either floating your arms up to the ceiling, making sure your shoulders are still relaxed. You could do cactus arms if you want. Whatever feels best. And then on the inhale, you're going to bring your hands, reach them up. And on the exhale, moving into warrior two. So adjusting your back foot, adjusting your front knee. Maybe your stance is a little wider. And gazing over your right fingertips. Good. One more breath. No, 2 more breaths here, please. And then on the next inhale, we're going to transition to the crescent lunge. So back foot will face forward now, hips are facing forward, arms are still reaching up, or they can be behind you, opening up your chest. 2 breaths here. Good, and then we're going to try to get into the warrior three now. So bringing the left foot and scooting it a little bit closer to the right, just so you can get into that. Oh, awesome job, Christy. Yeah, and then you can have your hands down by, hands out to your side or in prayer. And then when you're ready, floating that left foot back into a high lunge again. Amazing. Good. And then let's release the left hand down to the floor beside your right foot, and then opening up into the twist on the other side. If you want to do that quad stretch, you can drop your left knee and reach behind you to grab your left foot with your right hand. There we go. If that feels good for your quad. So 2 breaths here. And then I'm going to try to go into downward dog from here. So bringing my hands on either side of my right foot. And then tucking the left foot, left toes, and bringing the right foot back to meet the left. There, that was a little smoother than the first time. Good, and then sinking down, knees come to the floor, butt comes back into child's pose. Just take a minute to catch your breath here, feeling your heart beating, feeling how your body feels now after that sequence. We're all finished the hard work now. All right, so pushing yourself up. Let's swing our legs out in front of us now. Just coming down now into a few seated poses before we close up the class. So taking your left foot and bringing it into your right thigh. Yeah, we're just gonna do a forward fold here to get into the back of the left leg a little bit more. You can flex your right foot, and then inhaling, crown lifts, and your spine spine is really long, and then exhale, fold forward. It might be the smallest fold, and you'll still feel it in the hamstrings, calf. Just a couple breaths here. Restoring our breath back to normal. Heart rate comes down. And then switching sides when you're ready. Bottom of your left foot comes to, right foot comes to left thigh. And you can always, for this one, you can always set it up by reaching up. So you're just getting really tall in the upper body. And then on the exhale, you're folding forward. Hands come down, they land wherever they land. One more breath here. Awesome. Let's make our way down to our backs now. We'll do another nice easy twist. So come all the way down, legs are straight. And then bring your right knee into your chest. Just draw it into your chest. Maybe you want to hug it in a little bit if that feels good. And then taking your left hand to your right knee and just guiding it over then to the left. So you're just twisting to the left, and then your right arm can come out into a T in opposition to the left leg. You can look over to your right if that feels good. And just take a couple breaths here. Awesome. This should feel really good. Even feeling the opening in your chest on the right side, your right chest and shoulder. On the inhale, your shoulder might lift up a little bit, and then on the exhale, feel it sinking down into the floor. Twists are so good for you. They're really good for your spine. They feel good. They're detoxing. Good, and then slowly we're going to switch sides. So bringing your right knee back up. You can give it another little hug in if that feels good to you. Just opening up your hip a little bit. You can even rock it back and forth from side to side if that feels good. Just opening your hip a bit. And then straightening it out. Now bringing the left knee into your chest. Giving it a little pull, maybe a little rock here, whatever feels good. And then your right hand guides your left knee over to the right. While your left hand reaches over to the left. That should feel really good. And letting everything go. Letting your body settle into the earth. You don't need to have any of your muscles turned on right now. Really letting things sink in, sink down. And then bringing that knee back up into the chest again. You can move it around or keep it still, whatever feels good. And then let's just get into the hips one last time with Happy Baby. So now bringing both of your, well, you guys know Happy Baby, but grabbing the insides of your feet with both of your hands. Dead Bug, Happy Baby. Just letting your hips release even more. You can rock back and forth a little bit if you want. I don't know why, I like rocking it, just is so soothing. And then sometimes you get into different areas of the hip that you wouldn't have if you're not moving a bit. Good, and hopefully this is really nice on your lower back too. And then when you're ready, just letting that go. Any last movements you want to take? Any last pose you want to do? Feel free to do it. I'm just doing a bit of windshield wiper here. And then we'll stretch out into a much deserved, well-earned Shavasana. Even if we did absolutely nothing, we still deserve Shavasana. Good, now letting your body just relax and cool down. One last big deep breath, and then exhaling it with a big sigh. And now just feeling yourself relaxing. Maybe you can feel the breeze of the fan on your skin. Feeling everything sink down. Just staying here until you're ready to come out. Feeling all the work you have done now, integrating into the cells, into the muscles, the bones, the ligaments. Feeling your mind more settled than when you began. And if not, that's okay too. Just allowing yourself to accept everything that is right now. Even if it's messy, embrace it and give yourself some love. And when you're ready, take some movement. Maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles a few times. And then just rolling over onto one side or the other and gently pushing yourself up into seated. We'll take one last breath here to close the class. So inhaling and exhaling. Good, hands come to heart. I'm bowing namaste. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Namaste, yogis.